Today, the ocean of love Bab Dada is seeing the spiritual features of the spiritual children from all four directions. There is spirituality in the features of every Brahmin child. It is in the features of all of you, but it is number-wise. Because the basis of spirituality is purity. To the extent you imbibe purity in your thoughts, words, and deeds, accordingly, the sparkle of spirituality is visible on your face. The sparkle of Brahman life is purity. Purity is the basis Purity is the main basis of constant supersensuous happiness and of sweet silence. Purity is number wise. And so the attainments from the experiences are also number wise. If purity is number one, the attainments you receive from the Father is also number one. The constant sparkle of purity is naturally visible on your face. Eyes with the spirituality of purity are constantly clean and pure. There is constantly the experience of the sparkle of the spiritual soul and the spiritual Father from your eyes. Today, Bap Dada is especially seeing the sparkle of all you children. Because the main basis is purity, all of you can also see the features
नालीज के दर्पण में देख सकते
of your spiritual purity in the mirror of knowledge.
क्योंकि विशेष आधार है पवित्रता
Because the foundation is that of purity.
पवित्रता सिर्फ ब्रह्मचर्य को नहीं कहा जाता
Purity is not simply being a celibate
लेकिन
or brahmachari, but
सदा ब्रह्मचारी और
constantly
सदा ब्रह्मचारी
brahmachari, that is being celibate, and brahmachari, that is
अर्थात ब्रह्मा पाप के आचरण पर हर कदम में चलने वाले
one who follows the activity of Father Brahma at every step.
नेचुरल उसका संकल्प रूपी कदम बोल रूपी कदम कर्म रूपी कदम
The steps of Brahma Baba's activity, which you call footsteps,
आपके कदम के ऊपर कदम होगा
will naturally be in their steps of thoughts, words, and deeds.
जिसको आप कहते हो फुट स्टेप
This is what you call as footsteps.
हर कदम में ब्रह्मा बाप का आचरण दिखाई देगा
Brahma Baba's activity will be seen in their every footstep.
ब्रह्मचारी बनना मुश्किल नहीं है
It is not difficult to become brahmachari, that is being celibate,
लेकिन
but
ये मानव वाणी कर्म के कदम ब्रह्मचारी
but It is essential to check that you are brahmachari in the steps of your mind, words, and deeds.
सिर्फ चेक करने की आवश्यकता है.
It is essential to check this.
और जो ब्रह्मचारी है उनका चेहरा और चलन
The face and activity of someone who is a brahmachari
सदा ही अंतर्मुखी, सदा अति इंद्रिय सुखी,
are constantly experienced as introverted and thereby in supersensuous happiness.
अनुभव उसका सुख व खुशी शक्ति
The power of their happiness and pleasure
ज्ञान के साधन एक है साइंस के साधन और ब्राह्मण जीवन में
is not based on the means of knowledge.
ज्ञान के साधन
On the one hand, there is science, and in Brahman life there is knowledge.
ब्रह्मचारी आत्मा
A brahmachari soul
के साधन ज्ञान के साधनों के आधार पर सदा सुखी नहीं होता, लेकिन
A brahmachari soul does not experience constant happiness on the basis of science or knowledge.
को भी अपने साधना के स्वरूप से कार्य में लाता.
He uses the method for a task in the form of spiritual endeavor.
लेकिन
He does not
अपने साधना
make the method his support, but he uses the method for a task on the basis of his spiritual endeavor.
जैसे कई ब्राह्मण आत्माएं
This is why some Brahmin souls
कभी कभी कहते हैं
sometimes say
चांस नहीं मिला, ये बात की
that they did not receive a chance or that they did not receive help in a particular aspect
साथ नहीं मिला,
or that they did not receive cooperation.
इसलिए खुशी कम हो गई.
This was why their happiness decreased.
वह सेवा का स्व का
Or their zeal and enthusiasm in themselves or for service reduced.
और ये अनुभव करती है
Or that they had that experience at first, they experienced supersensuous happiness and also zeal and enthusiasm. They did not see anyone except Baba and the self.
लेकिन मेजॉरिटी
However, the majority
5 वर्ष से 10 वर्ष के अंदर अपने में कभी कैसे अनुभव करने लगते हैं.
The majority has different experiences, that's ups and downs, in 5 to 10 years.
कारण क्या है?
What is the reason for that?
उड़ती कला है ना, अनुभवी बन रही हो ना.
This is the flying stage, is it not?
वर्ष
You're becoming experienced, is it not?
उमंग उत्साह 10 गुना होना चाहिए ना.
10 years on, the zeal and enthusiasm of the first year should be 10 times greater.
होना चाहिए ना.
Is it not?
होता क्या है?
But what does happen?
और क्यों होता है?
But why have they reduced?
उसका कारण यही है
The reason is that
कि साधना की स्थिति में रह साधनों को कार्य में नहीं लगा.
they do not use the method for a task while stabilizing in their stage of making spiritual endeavor.
आधार को अपने उन्नति का आधार बना दे.
They make one support or another the basis of their progress.
और वो आधार हिलता है
And when that support shakes, the zeal and enthusiasm also shake.
आधार लेना कोई बुरी चीज नहीं है, लेकिन
It is not a bad thing to take a support, but
आधार कोई फाउंडेशन बनाना,
making the support the foundation.
इसलिए पाप बीच से निकल जाता है और आधार को फाउंडेशन
Causes the father to be removed from in between. You make the support your foundation.
तो हलचल क्या होती है?
Therefore, what is the fluctuation that takes place?
होता तो ऐसा नहीं होता, ये
If it were like this would not happen.
होगा।
If I have this will happen.
ये तो बहुत आवश्यक है ना,
This
ऐसे
is
अनुभव
very essential. You begin to have such experiences.
साधना और साधन का बैलेंस नहीं रहता, साधन
So,
के
there
तरफ
isn't a
बुद्धि
balance
ज्यादा
between the method and the spiritual endeavor.
के तरफ बुद्धि
Your intellects are drawn more towards the method and less towards the spiritual endeavor.
इसलिए कोई भी कार्य में, सेवा में
That is why
पाप की ब्लेसिंग नहीं मिलती है, अनुभव नहीं करते।
That is why you do not receive or experience Father's blessings for any task or service you do.
और ब्लेसिंग का अनुभव न होने के कारण
When
साधन द्वारा सफलता मिल जाती है तो उमा को उत्साह बहुत अच्छा रहता है, और
When you
साधन
do
के
have success
द्वारा
through the means, there is good zeal and enthusiasm, but because you do not experience blessing and there is less success through the method, your zeal and enthusiasm also decreases.
साधन और साधना अर्थात शक्तिशाली याद
They are the method and the spiritual endeavor. That is powerful remembrance.
पाप के साथ दिल का संबंध, इसको कहते हैं साधना।
Having a constant relationship of the heart with the Father is called making spiritual endeavor.
इसको नहीं कहते हैं कि सिर्फ योग में बैठ गए,
Spiritual endeavor is not simply sitting in yoga,
लेकिन
but Just as you sit with your body, so
दिल, मन, बुद्धि
your heart, mind,
आपके
and intellect
तरफ बैठ जाए.
should sit in the same way, facing the
साथ
Father.
साथ बैठ जाए.
They should sit with the Father.
शरीर बैठा है और मन एक तरफ जा रहा है, बुद्धि
If the
दूसरी
body
तरफ
is
जा
sitting,
रही है.
but the mind is running in one direction, the intellect is running in another direction, and sometimes something else is entering the heart,
इसको साधना नहीं कहते.
it is not called making spiritual endeavor.
मन, बुद्धि, दिल और शरीर
All four, the
चारों ही
mind, intellect, heart, and body,
साथ भाव के साथ
should be together
स्थिति
in an equally constant stage with the Father.
यथार्थ साधना.
This is making accurate spiritual endeavor.
समझा.
Do you understand?
अगर यथार्थ साधना नहीं होती,
If you are not able to make accurate spiritual endeavor,
आराधना चलती.
you start to call it prayer.
पहले भी सुना है ना.
You
कभी तो
heard
याद
earlier,
करती है, लेकिन कभी फिर फरियाद करते.
you heard earlier too that you sometimes remember Baba and you sometimes complain.
याद में फरियाद की आवश्यकता नहीं.
It is not necessary to complain in remembrance.
साधना वाले का
For those who make spiritual endeavor, For those who make spiritual endeavor, the Father is always their support.
और जहाँ बाप है वहाँ
Wherever the Father is,
सदा बच्चों की उड़ती कला
there's always flying stage for the children.
कम नहीं होगा लेकिन
It will not decrease, instead,
अनेक गुना बढ़ता जाएगा.
it will increase multifold.
कभी ऊपर कभी नीचे इसमें थकावट होती है. कोई भी
When there is fluctuation, sometimes up, sometimes down, there is tiredness.
चलो
What happens when you sit somewhere
बैठो
that shakes a lot?
हलचल के स्थान पर तो क्या होगा.
What happens in that fluctuation?
में आते हो ना तो ट्रेन क्या होती है बहुत हिलती
When you
है
come to Bharat, the train shakes a lot.
थक के आते हो ना
When you are shaken a lot in a train, it makes you tired, does it not?
ये लाइट भी देखो अगर कोई भी ट्यूब हलचल करे तो देख के क्या हो जाएंगे.
The light too,
थक
if
जाएंगे
there is fluctuation in the power, what happens for the light?
कभी ऊपर कभी नीचे कभी
Sometimes up, sometimes down.
उड़ते हो
Sometimes you fly with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm.
बीच में रहते हो कभी नीचे आ जाते हो.
Sometimes you stay in between, and sometimes you even come down.
हलचल हो गई ना
This is fluctuation, is it not?
इसलिए या तो थक जाते हैं या तो बोर हो जाते हो. दो बातें होती.
This is why you either get tired or you get bored.
फिर सोचते हो क्या ऐसे ही चलना है.
You then think, do we have to continue in this way?
लेकिन
However,
जो साधना द्वारा सदा बाप के साथ
those who are constantly with the Father through their spiritual endeavor, experience everything to be new at the confluence age.
हर घड़ी में नवीनता, हर संकल्प
There
में
is newness at every moment, newness in every thought,
क्यों?
because
हर कदम में उड़ती कला अर्थात प्राप्ति में प्राप्ति होती रहती।
there is flying stage at every step. That is, there is attainment after attainment.
हर समय प्राप्ति है, ऐसे नहीं शुरू में
There is attainment at every moment.
सुख भी मिला, शांति भी मिली, आनंद भी मिला, प्रेम भी मिला, बस मिल गया।
You received happiness, you received peace,
संगम युग में हर समय
at the confluence age.
पाप
The Father gives you attainments at every moment in the form of an inheritance and blessing.
तो जहाँ प्राप्ति में प्राप्ति होती रहती, तो प्राप्ति से क्या
There is happiness in attainment.
खुशी होती है ना? और खुशी होगी तो क्या होगा?
Where there is attainment, you become happy,
उत्साह
and with happiness, your zeal and enthusiasm continue to increase.
कम हो ही नहीं सकता।
It is not possible for them to decrease.
माया भी है,
Even if Maya comes,
तो भी विजयी बनने की खुशी होगी, उमंग उत्साह कम नहीं होगा।
there is happiness of becoming victorious because
क्योंकि माया पर विजय प्राप्त करने के knowledgeful बन गए।
because you have become knowledgeful about how to gain victory over Maya.
सुना? 10 साल वालों का 10 गुना हो रहा है, हो रहा है। 20 साल वालों का 20 गुना, उससे भी ज्यादा, लेकिन कहने में ऐसे कहते।
Therefore, for those who are 10 years old, it is 10 times as much, and for those who have been here for 20 years, it's 20 times as much. It is even greater, but you simply say that for the sake of saying it. In fact, it is multifold.
अभी
what will you do this year?
तीजों भरोगे
Is there a fluctuation?
उमंग और उत्साह आपकी पाप द्वारा
Zeal and enthusiasm
अपनी जायदाद
are your property, which you have received from the Father.
पाप की प्राप्ति को अपना बनाया
You have made the Father's property belong to you.
तो प्रॉपर्टी को क्या किया जाता है कम किया जाता है या बढ़ाया जाता है
So, do you increase your property or do you reduce it?
किया जाता है क्या बढ़ाया जाता है इस वर्ष
This year,
विशेष चार
especially,
प्रकार की सेवा पर अटेंशन अंडरलाइन कर
underline paying attention to 4 types of service.
एक सेवा है पहला नंबर स्व की सेवा
Number 1 is the service of the self.
और दूसरी है
The second
विश्व की सेवा
is the service of the
तीसरी
world.
है
Third,
सा सेवा
service through the mind.
एक है वाणी द्वारा सेवा और दूसरी मनसा
One
सेवा
is service through the words, but service through the mind is also special.
और चौथी है
And fourthly,
सेवा
service of the yajna.
जहाँ भी हो जिस
Wherever
स्थान
you may
पर
be,
भी सेवा स्थान पर हो
at whatever service place you may be,
सब सेवा स्थान यज्ञ
all the service places are the places where the sacrificial fire, that is yajna, is created.
के स्थान यज्ञ नहीं
It isn't that Madhuban is the only yajna and that your places are not the yajna.
तो यज्ञ सेवा
Therefore, to do service of the yajna means
कुछ न कुछ सेवा जरूर करनी
definitely do one service or another with your deeds.
क्योंकि बाप दादा के पास सेवा
Bap
के
Dada,
3 प्रकार के खाते सबके जमा होते हैं.
Bap Dada keeps an account of 3 types of service for all the children.
मनसा और कर्म.
Service through the mind, words, and actions.
मन और तन.
Body, mind, and wealth.
कई ब्राह्मण सोचते हैं हम तो
Some Brahmins think that
धन से सहयोगी नहीं बन सकते, सेवा नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि समर्पण.
they are not able to become cooperative with wealth,
धन कमाते ही नहीं है तो कहाँ करेंगे.
that they are not able to do such service because they are surrendered and they do not earn anything. And so, how can they do service through wealth? However, if a surrendered soul
यज्ञ के कार्य में इकोनॉमी करते हैं अपने
is economical in a task of the yajna
पुरुषार्थ से
by paying attention and with his own efforts,
जितनी धन की इकोनॉमी की वो
the money
इकोनॉमी
saved
वाला
by his economy
उसके नाम से जमा होता है.
is accumulated in his account.
ये सूक्ष्म खाता है. अगर
This
कोई
is a
नुकसान
subtle
करता
account.
है तो खाते में
If someone makes a
बोझ
loss,
जमा होता है और इकोनॉमी
there
करते
is a
हैं
burden accumulated in his account.
तो उसका
Whereas
धन
if
के
someone is
खाते में
economical,
जमा होता
wealth is accumulated in his account.
है और उसका हिसाब भी पहले सुना है. तो यज्ञ का एक एक कणा मोर के समान होता है.
Every grain of the yajna is equal to a sovereign.
अगर यज्ञ की इकोनॉमी करते हैं
If someone is economical for the yajna,
दिखाव से नहीं दिल से
not just for show, but from the heart,
मोहरे इकट्ठी होती रहती.
he continues to accumulate sovereigns.
दूसरी बात,
Secondly,
समर्पित आत्मा
if a surrendered soul
औरों के धन को सफल कराते हैं
inspires others to use their money
शेयर जमा होता है.
in a worthwhile way for service, he accumulates a share through that too.
इसलिए सभी
This
का
is why
प्रकार का खाता है.
everyone has three types of account.
धन मनसा वाचा कर्म.
The percentage of all three accounts. That is, body, through mind, and through words.
और तीनों खाते की परसेंटेज
The percentage of all three accounts
अच्छी होनी चाहिए.
should be good.
कोई समझते हैं हम तो वाचा सेवा में बहुत बिजी रहते हैं.
Some think that
ड्यूटी वाचा
because
की है.
they are very busy doing service with words, or that their duty is only to do service with words,
कम होती.
they can have a smaller percentage in doing service with mind and actions.
लेकिन ये भी बहाना चलेगा नहीं.
This excuse will not do.
वाणी के समय वाचा के समय अगर मनसा और
What would
वाचा
the
की इकट्ठी
result
सेवा
be
करो
at the time of doing service with
क्या
words?
रिजल्ट
You
हो.
did service with words and also served
मनसा
with
और
your
वाचा
mind as well.
इकट्ठी सेवा नहीं हो सकती.
Can you not do service with your mind and words together?
लेकिन वाचा सहज है ना मनसा तो अटेंशन देने की बात. इसलिए वाचा में तो जमा
Serving with words is easy, but you have to pay a little more attention to serving with your mind. That is why you have been able to accumulate in your account of words, but your account of mind has remained empty.
पाप से भी सभी होशियार.
All of you are even cleverer than the Father when it comes to words.
देखो आजकल ये जो बड़ी दादियाँ हैं उनसे अच्छे भाषण छोटी छोटी करती है.
The little ones of today give even better lectures than the daddies.
न्यू ब्लड है ना.
It is new blood.
अच्छा है ये. भले आगे जाओ.
It is good.
लेकिन
You can move forward.
बाप दादा खुश होते हैं, दादियाँ भी खुश होती है.
Bap Dada is happy.
मनसा का खाता खाली रह जाएगा फिर क्या?
However, what would happen if your account of the mind remains empty?
क्योंकि हर एक खाते की 100 मार्क्स है.
Because there are 100 marks for each account.
और मनसा करना
Do not consider serving with action to be simply physical service.
लेकिन कर्मणा अर्थात संगठन
Serving through your actions means
संपर्क में
to be part of a gathering,
कर्म
to
के
have
नाते में जब
relationships and connections with others.
कईयों के खाते में बहुत फर्क है तीनों का तो
All of this accumulated in the account of actions. So there is a lot of difference between all the three accounts of many.
सेवा कर रहे हैं बहुत अच्छी
Yet they continue to be happy that they're doing a lot of service,
खाली भी नहीं
that they are very good. You may stay happy, but your account should not also stay empty. Bap Dada
कि नहीं है ना तो फिर ऐसा बोले ना नहीं तो
has love for your children,
इशारा ही नहीं दिया गया
but you cannot complain that you were not given a signal that this also happens.
उस समय बाप दादा
At that time,
ये
Bap Dada
याद करेंगे
will remind you of this point.
टीवी में सामने आ जाएगा चित्र
This image will appear on the television.
इसलिए इस वर्ष
Therefore, this year,
सेवा बहुत करो लेकिन
you may do a lot of service, but
तीनों प्रकार के खाते और 4 प्रकार की सेवा साथ साथ
but keep these three accounts, and along with that, also do the 4 types of service.
क्या होता है वाचा का तरफ तो भारी हो गया और मनसा कर्मणा
If the side of service with words become heavy, and the side of service with mind and deeds become light, what would happen?
बैलेंस न रहने के कारण उमंग
There would not be a balance, would there? Because of which there isn't the balance, zeal and enthusiasm also fluctuates.
एक तो ये अटेंशन रखना लेकिन बाप दादा बार बार कहते हैं
Firstly, you have to keep paying attention to this. However, Bap Dada repeatedly tells you not to change attention into tension.
लेकिन अटेंशन
You often say that you have to pay attention, but you then change attention into tension. Do not do this. There should be easy and natural attention.
लाइट स्थिति में नेचुरल अटेंशन होता है
There is natural attention in the stage of being double light.
स्पष्ट हुआ
Is it clear?
वो लेना तो नहीं देंगे ना, हमको पता नहीं था, नहीं देंगे ना। अच्छा, दूसरी बात,
अच्छा,
सेवा की विधि क्या अपनाएंगे, ये तो हो गई सिद्धि की बात।
what plans for service will you make? This is regarding the stage. Now, regarding your service.
एक तो जो आपका कार्य चल रहा है 2 वर्ष से, सर्व के सहयोग का,
The task that is going on for past 2 years,
उसको
with the help of cooperation from all,
समाप्त नहीं कहेंगे, लेकिन संपन्न कहेंगे।
you cannot make it complete, but then you have to make it full.
संपन्न करना है,
You have to make that task full. For that,
प्रोग्राम बनाइए,
the program that's created,
फंक्शन रखनी है, चाहे किताब
whether
तैयार
it's to conduct functions, whether it is to publish books
संदेश देना,
and give
फंक्शन
knowledge to others
किताब भी तैयार
through books, prepare books, do these services.
एक बात
However,
जरूर ध्यान में रखना,
remember one thing,
कम खर्चा वाला नशीन,
you have to become economical, spend less, and become master. Bap Dada,
कार्य के लिए आद से अब तक यही विधि
from the beginning,
रही है।
in every task, Bap Dada has adopted this method.
बीच का
It should not be too expensive nor too less, but it should be of medium expense.
2 प्रकार की आत्माएं होती हैं। अगर ज्यादा महंगा करते हो तो भी लोग कहते हैं इनों के पास पैसे बहुत हैं,
If you spend a lot, people will say they have a lot of money. And if you spend very less, people doesn't give value to it.
सदैव
That's why
बीच का रखना चाहिए।
always you should
और जो
maintain a balance in the expense. And the book that you publish,
संदेशी द्वारा
Bap Dada,
जो अभी तक
has already given the message through the messenger.
तो अच्छा है, बना नहीं पड़ेगा क्योंकि संपन्न करना है,
You'll have to make these books, because you have to fulfill these.
ज़्यादा विस्तार नहीं करना,
You have to use this in the better way, but it should not be too much.
बड़ा नहीं बनाना,
You should not make it
शार्ट
too
भी
big.
हो और स्वीट भी हो,
It should be short and sweet,
सार भी हो, विस्तार
and it should also have the essence. There should not be too much of expansion in the words.
और सार
In expansion, the essence is lost.
तो बुद्धि को टच होता है,
If there is essence in the content, it touches the intellect of others. That's why
काम ठीक कर रही हो, लेकिन अपनी बुद्धि को टू मच बिजी नहीं करना, ये भी बीच का होना चाहिए।
you should also not make your intellect too much busy in this. It should be of medium level.
इसमें भी
Either leave this or completely remain busy.
एनर्जी में भी कम खर्चा वाला नशे,
In this too, spending the energy of the mind and intellect in this aspect too, you should be economical.
ताकि मेहनत जो कर रही है उनको मुबारक।
The effort that you're making,
एक तो इस कार्य को संपन्न करना है, चाहे प्रोग्राम,
one, you have to complete this task.
लेकिन
Whether it's program, you can postpone the program to the next year, but anyway, you have to complete it.
चाहे कहीं बच्चे समझते हैं
It is good that it's not like this.
टू मच बिजी रहे,
Few children think that it has extended for longer period. It is too much and the expense is too much. But
हुआ वो अच्छा हुआ, और जो
what happened,
होगा वो
whatever happened is for good. And what will happen will definitely be good.
थकना नहीं है, और वो हमको उत्साह बढ़ाओ।
You should not be tired, nor you should have less zeal and enthusiasm.
इस कार्य को
It should not be reduced.
इस रुचि से आरंभ किया, उससे अनेक
The interest with which you started this program,
कम खर्चा वाला नशीन की विधि से संपन्न करो। समझा?
with the method of becoming economical, you have to complete this task. Understood? One who published the books, do you understand? You are doing good job.
लेकिन ऐसे नहीं करना कि रात्रि जाग के फिर कहो थक
But you should not do that and say that you spent
निश्चित होना
the whole night writing and you're tired the next day.
क्योंकि
The time should be fixed
कि रात जाग के काम करती है
because many think that
अच्छा काम हो,
you can do your task by remaining awake and at night and the task will be really good.
और अमृत
But the intellect gets tired. And your Amrit Vela, because it is not powerful, since your intellect is tired, the task will become double.
इसीलिए टाइम की भी लिमिट होनी चाहिए।
That's why there should also be a limit
बच्चों को
of the time.
इम्तिहान के दिनों में
Children these days too,
सुला देती है,
during the exam.
ज्यादा शौक हो तो
They
12 तक
sleep
सुला
at
देंगे,
12
लेकिन
p.m.
आपको उससे पहले सोना चाहिए.
But you will have to sleep earlier than that.
सवेरे सुबह को उठा करके
And early
फ्रेश
morning
बुद्धि
you
से
can wake
पढ़ाई
up
पर
and with the clean and clear intellect you can study.
एक एक मास 15
That is why
दिन रात जागते रहते हो. ये
for 15 days for 1 month
बाप दादा
they remain awake. But Dada doesn't like this.
ज्यादा में ज्यादा
There should
जरूरी
be a
कार्य
limit.
तो भी 11 तक बस, इससे
At
ज्यादा
the most important task should be complete
दूसरे दिन
maximum
नहीं सोना
by
चाहिए,
11
उसी दिन
p.m.
सोना चाहिए.
You should sleep on the same day, not on the next day, that is after 12 p.m.
ऐसे तो बाप दादा बच्चों का उमंग देख कुछ भी होती है, लेकिन फिर भी
Bab Dada
आदतों
is happy seeing the enthusiasm of children, but even then, he has to put a limit so that
सदा बुद्धि फ्रेश
intellect constantly remain fresh.
और फ्रेश बुद्धि से जो काम होगा वो 1 घंटे में 2 घंटे का
You can finish the work of 2 hours in 1 hour with a fresh intellect.
एक सेवा का कार्य तो ये है, दूसरा क्या करेंगे. दूसरा सुनाया भी था
And so, one task of this service is this.
कि वर्तमान समय
Secondly, what will you do?
समय और धन विदेश में या देश में काफी इस बड़े प्रोग्राम में
You were told about this previously. At present, in the foreign lands, as well as here, a lot of time and money have been used for this huge program.
चाहे संबंध संपर्क में आने
That is why now
चाहे और नई आत्माओं को संदेश दे, सने
whether it is those who come into relationship and connection,
अगर कोई छोटे सेंटर पर
and whether
5 का भी सने
it is to give the message to the new souls, have the gathering of love, have small ones. Even if it is a gathering of only 5 at a small center, it doesn't matter.
50-100 तक का
They will be even more refreshed, and then
सने मिलन बड़ा
they will feel homely. They will come close.
जितना स्थान है और जितना कम खर्चा वाला
You can have a gathering between 5 and 50 or 100. Just a snare millen or gathering of love, not a huge function.
नहीं करना,
In however much space you have, or however much space you can easily get.
अगर आपके पास
With as little expense as possible. Do not run around a lot. You should be able to get it easily. If there are 100 souls that are going to come to you according to the drama,
लेकिन ये नहीं सोचना कि वो
you will
100 का
easily
किया
find a place also.
तो छोटे से डर समझे
But
मुझे भी
do
100
not
का
think that
और 100 का
one
करने के
held
बाद
a program for 100
सा कम
and
हो
so
जाएगा भी क्या होगा
even the seat.
ऐसे नहीं करना
And even so, the small centers have to hold programs for 100. So then, when the zeal and enthusiasm reduce after you have had program for 100, you then say, what will happen now?
सनेक
Do not do this.
धन की
Hold a program according to your capacity,
5 का करो
according
25
to
का
the
करो
cooperative
50
souls,
का करो
according to the power of love and money. For 5 or 25 or 50, but you must definitely hold it.
हर 3
You
मास के
definitely
बाद
have to remain busy.
यथाशक्ति 3 करो व 4 करो लेकिन करना जरूर और
You have to have
करेंगे
them every 3 months according to your capacity. Whether you have 3 or 4, you definitely have to have them. And you will experience that if at first you have a snail million of 5,
दूसरे बारी 10
those
का हो
5
जाएगा
will bring
15 का हो जाएगा
2 or 3 others.
ऐसे
And
आगे
so
बढ़ता
the next time there will be 10 and then there will be 15.
लाइट होके
It will eventually increase because you do it by being double light. You do not have to do it with a burden. It is not burden,
सेवा क्या
but
करेंगे
you must not become careless either, thinking, whatever service can I do now? I have already done a lot. Do not do that. Do this.
रहने का साधन है
Service is a means to remain busy, but
बर्डन से सेवा करते हो इस
because you do it as a burden, you become tired.
सेवा तो
But otherwise, service increases happiness.
सेवा अनेक आत्माओं की दुआएं प्राप्त कराती 9 लाख तक कैसे पहुंचेंगे अगर सेवा नहीं करेंगे तो सेवा करो
Service enables you to claim blessings of many souls. How will you reach 900,000 if you do not do service? Do service, but underline the fact that you must not do service with a burden, whether it is a burden of the intellect or a burden of money. If you do it while being easy,
तो सर्विस
service will
इसी रूप
become easily easy, and the service will also increase easily.
विद्या
So, you definitely have to carry out all the methods that you adopt.
अगर आपके कोई
If someone becomes cooperative with you and gives a ready-made stage
बनी बनाई स्टेज आपको
for a huge function, try it out.
बड़ा फंक्शन भी
And so, you will have carried out a huge function.
बर्डन होगा
There will have been neither the burden of the intellect nor the burden of the money.
ऐसे कई सहयोगी आत्मा
There are many such cooperative souls,
संस्था भी
cooperative
होती है
organizations.
उनको अपने सहयोगी बनाओ और अगर हिम्मत है
Make them cooperative with you.
बड़ा
And if you have courage, then definitely have one large function. If not, then don't do it.
बड़ा
A
फंक्शन
large function
संस्था
also glorifies the organization,
लेकिन
but do it while being double light.
और लक्ष्य
And
रखो अभी
keep the aim
कि अपनी एनर्जी लगाने के
that
बजाय
instead of using your own energy,
दूसरों के
you will use the energy of others for this godly task.
लगाएं लक्ष्य रखो तो बहुत निमंत्रण मिले
And you will receive many invitations.
वर्ग के सहयोगी केंद्र
You
मिल सकते
keep the aim that instead of using your energy, you will use the energy of others for this godly task, and you will receive many invitations. You can find a cooperative souls from any profession.
ऐसी
You can find them in every country, small or large. At present, there are some organizations that have the energy, but they do not know the method with which to use it.
ऐसा सहयोग
They are looking for such cooperation,
लेकिन कोई
but
ऐसा
they are not able to see anyone just alike.
बड़े प्यार से आपको
They will give you cooperation with lot of love, and they will come close
समीप आए और आपके 9 लाख के प्रजा में भी वृद्धि हो जाएगी
There will then be expansion in your subjects of 900,000.
कोई वारस भी निकलेंगे कोई प्रजा निकले
There have been some like that.
देखो यहाँ भी पहले सहयोगी बन के आए ग्लोबल के और अभी वारस बन गए हैं ना कहीं
The
ऐसे
heirs will emerge and also the subject will emerge. Just see, they came here as cooperative souls for the global and now they became heirs. They have been some like that, is it not?
मेहमान बन के आए और महान
They came as important guests and have now become great.
ऐसे भी बहुत
And so there are many such close souls
समीप की आत्माएं निकली है
that have emerged and will emerge in the future.
कुछ ना कुछ
You must definitely continue to do one thing or another. But Bap Dada is repeatedly reminding you to do everything while being double light. Acha,
दूसरी बात
this second thing is now clear. Is it clear?
तीसरी बात
And now the third thing. In Bharat also,
इसी विधि से सने मिलन करते
have
करते
Sneh Milan
लास्ट में
with
बड़ा
this method and then finally definitely have a large function. In Bharat also, even the exhibition bring a very good result.
अच्छी रिजल्ट निकालती छोटे छोटे सने मिलन कर
Have small Sneh Milan and bring them close.
और फिर बड़े फंक्शन में उनको
And then bring them to the stage at big programs. They should speak from their own experience. You should not have to say anything.
बड़ा प्रोग्राम का पर्व
The impact of big program is unique in itself, and the impact, the success of Sneh Milan is unique in itself.
सने मिलन है आत्माओं की धरनी को तैयार करना और बड़ा फंक्शन है
A Sneh Milan is for preparing the land of the souls, and a big function is for spreading the sound. Both are needed, but do it according to the capacity. We have to do it. We have received a direction. We are not able to do it, but we are still doing it. It should not be like this. Do not do this out of compulsion. Do you understand? Acha? Acha? Now the third thing. Today, Bab Dada received a message that he had to speak about this. Baba is a server. He follows the message from the children. Acha. The third thing is self-progress.
पहले भी सुनाया स्वोन्नति
You heard that?
के तीनों ही खाद्य अपने
Previously also, you heard that you have to accumulate all three accounts for self-progress.
उसके
This is for self-progress. But, as well as this, Bab Dada is seeing the result
कि सेवा के
of the expansion of service. Along with the expansion of service,
जो निमित्त
the instrument souls,
जिसको आप निमित्त
whom you call the instrument servers, Bab Dada does not use the word teacher so much, because at some places, by considering themselves to be teachers, they become very intoxicated. That is why Baba says the instrument servers. Now,
सबसे पहले अभी सेवा के साथ साथ
at first, together with service,
निमित्त सेवादारियों की
there should first be very good progress in the method of efforts done by the instrument servers.
प्रोग्रेस होना चाहिए,
There should be progress.
उन्नति होनी चाहिए.
That is why
जो सेवा की स्पीड है
whatever is happening through the speed of service according to the time,
समय के प्रमाण जो हो रहा है उसको तो बाप दादा सदा ही अच्छा कहते हैं.
Bapdada always says that it is good. However,
समय की
seeing the speed of time
और सेवा के संपूर्ण
and the final completion of the stage of service,
स्टेज को देख
Bapdada thinks that
समझते हैं कि अभी सेवादारियों के
if there is
पुरुषार्थ के विधि में
Bapdada thinks that if there is expansion in the method of efforts of all the service, service can increase 4 times as much. That is why
पहले वो सेवा भी
that service is most essential of all.
इसके लिए
What will you do for this?
सेवा का समय
Fix a definite time for service. And also
पुरुषार्थ के वृद्धि
definitely fix a specific separate time for increasing effort.
अलग निश्चित कर. अभी सेवा के निमित्त आत्माओं में
Willpower is needed in the souls who are instrument for service. By increasing your willpower,
औरों को भी बाप के आगे सहयोगी बनाए
you can will others to Father by making them cooperative souls. Many souls
आपके सहयोग के लिए
Many souls have a desire for your cooperation.
लेकिन
However, they do not have the power in themselves.
आपको अपनी शक्तियों की मदद
You especially have to give the help of your own powers. That is why
निमित्त बने हुए सेवादारियों में
That is why, although those instruments who are servers have the powers of all Shaktis, they do not have it to the extent that they should.
अपने प्रत
Because they have to use it for themselves.
करने के कारण
Because they have to use it for themselves, they are not able to give full powers to others.
प्रत लगा
They have to use some for themselves and some for others.
जैसे ब्रह्मा बाप ने
Just as Brahma Baba
लास्ट में शक्तियों की विल की शक्ति
willed his powers to the Shaktis, to the children.
उस
So,
से
this task is being carried out through that will.
आत्मे
At the beginning, he willed his wealth
जैसे
through which Yajna was established. And at the end, he willed his powers
इससे ये सेवा
and service is expanding through this.
लेकिन
At the beginning, he willed his wealth through which the Yajna was established, and at the end, he willed his power and service is expanding through this. But Brahma Baba has already done this. So it's the children who have to follow it, is it not? How many souls emerged through the will of one Brahma?
आईना
They did come, they are still coming.
अगर इतने सारे निमित्त
If all these instrument servers
भी ऐसे
will their powers in this way to the other souls, what will happen?
अभी ये आवश्यकता है
So, this is now essential.
अभी ये
It's not now necessary
कि सेवा के निमित्त बनी हुई आत्माएं
for the souls who are instruments for the service
कोई
to waste energy in their own effort,
चाहे अपने
even if they do have to have self progress. There is also waste. That is why,
समय के गति प्रमाण
according to the speed of the efforts of the servers,
गति के गति
should be even greater
सेवादारियों के
according to the speed of the time, according to the completion of service. At present, you have little games in between. And so, each one of you
हर एक अपने
should make yourself instrument for self-progress from your heart.
दूसरे
You should not see others.
दूसरे
You should not tell others, first you in this.
पहले
You should tell yourself first you in this.
और दिल से उमंग
And
से
then you
समझे
have to consider from your heart with
मुझे
your own enthusiasm that you have to become Arjun.
अर्जुन
To become Arjun
मास्टर ब्रह्मा
means to become Master Brahma.
अवल अर्थात
To become number one means to become Arjun.
प्रोग्राम फरमान स्वोन्नति के प्रोग्राम
You have been keeping programs for self-progress according to the program. But this year,
इस वर्ष
Bap Dada
हर एक शनि आत्मा द्वारा शनि का प्रत्यक्ष रूप
this year, Bap Dada wishes to see the visible form of the love of each loving soul in the form of progress from the heart and not according to the program.
नहीं होता है
When there is love,
कुर्बान करना मोहब्बत होती है नक मुश्किल होता
it's easy to sacrifice. You consider it as love than a burden.
है इसलिए
That's why
सबके दिल से ये उमंग हो तो सफलता होगी
if there is zeal and enthusiasm, there would be success. If you love the Father, if you love Baba,
के प्यार को देखेंगे
Bap Dada will look at the love that you have towards Father at this season, in this season.
कुछ कुर्बान करना भी पड़ा तो क्या बड़ी बात है
If you have to sacrifice something, is this a big deal?
वो तो जानते हो कि क्या सेवा में सफलता के लिए
For the success of the service, do you have to sacrifice? You should sacrifice for the success of the service.
तो चाहिए ना इसके
That's not a big deal, and you need time for that.
सेवा भी जरूर करनी है
You'll have to definitely do service as well, and
स्वोन्नति भी जरूर करनी है
you will definitely have to make progress for yourself. This term, Bap Dada,
अपने मिलने का समय इसमें दे
will give time for this.
रिजल्ट देखकर
Write the result,
दादा प्रोग्राम बनेगा
and then Bap Dada will make program.
लेकिन
But
ऐसे नहीं कमाएंगे नहीं
it should not be like, no,
जो इस वर्ष
in this year,
आ सके
those who are not able to come,
विदेशी जाए
double foreigners or those from India, for them, Baba will come.
उसके लिए
For that,
विधि क्या होगी
what should be the method?
वो भी सुना दे।
Baba will say this.
भारत वालों के लिए
For the Bharatvasis,
5 दिन हर ग्रुप
every group,
और एक दिन आना एक दिन जाना।
for 5 days you should refresh yourself and 1 day for coming and going. And in this method,
भारत के 4 ग्रुप बनाएंगे
and you should make 4 groups from India.
और विदेश के
And for foreign, there should be 3 groups.
भी 15 दिन
And now,
रहती है वैसे वाले
now, as you stay for 15 days, you can. But
3 ग्रुप विदेश के 4 ग्रुप
there should be 3 groups from double foreigners and 4 groups from India.
कौन सा रखना है क्योंकि बाप दादा हर ग्रुप में एक बार मिलेंगे
Bab Dada will meet each group once
द्वारा भी
through Murli 2 and for groups 2.
कुछ समय
At that time,
मिलने का होगा और जो समय बचेगा उसमें
if the time is left,
सेवा कार्यों का
at that time,
जाए। एक ग्रुप विदेश का भी
1 group, especially for service, will be there,
लेकिन मधुबन
and 1 group for the double foreigners as well.
मधुबन में पसंद है ना
But it will be in Madhuban.
कि लंदन में
You like it in Madhuban, do you not?
मधुबन पसंद है ना
You like Madhuban.
बाकी 4 ग्रुप किस समय देश विदेश के
And the 4 groups
मधुबन
from India and abroad, and from Madhuban,
प्रमाण
according to the time, you can make these groups on your own.
एक ग्रुप पहले आएगा
1 group will come first,
उसके बीच में बाप
and in between,
और दूसरा
Bab Dada will come,
आएगा उसके
and the second group will come,
बाद में। तो 2 समय भी रख सकते हो
At that time too you can conduct,
दिसंबर में आती है फिर मार्च में आती है
for example, double foreigners come in December and then at March,
एक ग्रुप दूसरे मास में भी रख सकते
1 group can be in 1 month, another group can be in another month, and for Indian it's 18 January.
विदेशों में शिवरात्रि और भारत
In foreign countries, for foreign countries it will be during Shivratri.
नवंबर सितंबर
November, September, November.
सेवा के बहुत अच्छी,
These 2 months will be for service. That's why these 2 months
सेवा कर,
you should do service with full force.
बाकी समय सेवादारियों के ग्रुप बना, लेकिन बाप दादा का ये बात नहीं भूलना कि प्रोग्राम परमान प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर,
You should not complain that according to program there is no progress. The progress is from the heart. With zeal and enthusiasm, there'll be progress.
स्वयं दृढ़ संकल्प कर,
You should have determination inside. And you should be determined that I will have to change. I will have to be stable.
मास्टर ब्रह्मा बनना,
I'll have to be Master Brahma.
दूसरी बात, चौथी बात,
Second,
जो भी सेवा स्थान है, उन सेवा स्थानों पर कम से कम 8 दिन और अगर ज्यादा कर सकती है तो 15 दिन
you can conduct programs in the service place.
जैसे रिट्रीट कहते हो, वासने मिलन कहते हो,
Retreat for the self-progress.
चाहे
And all the service place
इंडिविजुअल करे, चाहे
can conduct activities,
छोटे छोटे स्थानों को मिला के करे,
or you can bring together all the small service places
काट
and do program. But all the godly students,
आत्मा को
all the Brahmin souls,
उन्नति की रिट्रीट या सने मिलन या पुरुषार्थ के दिल से प्रगति का प्रोग्राम जरूर बना,
but all the Brahmin souls should make the program for self-progress.
लेकिन
It's not that you're server,
आत्माओं को
but all the Brahmin souls from all the direction,
ना भी है,
you have to give the chance and take the chance as well.
क्योंकि
Because
बाप दादा ये भी गुप्त राज सुना रही है
Bab Dada is seeing this secret
कि विशेष जो दिल से प्रगति की पट्टी करेंगे,
those who do this bhakti for self-progress,
दुआओं की गिफ्ट मिलनी,
they will get extra blessings from Baba.
स्थूल गिफ्ट तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं,
The physical gift is not a big thing,
विशेष उस आत्मा के प्रति
but especially for that soul,
पास तो सेकंड सेकंड की टीवी है ना,
Bapdada has very big TV with him,
और एक ही समय सभी की देख सकते हैं,
and
इसलिए
Bapdada can see
जो
each
दिल
souls
से
within 1 second.
प्रगति का संकल्प करेगा, प्रोग्रेस करेगा,
Those who make
उसको
determined thought for
विशेष
self progress,
अनुभव करेगा.
they will get special blessings from Baba.
वो दिन आप समझना के विशेष दुआ के
Consider that day to be a day of special blessing.
अच्छा सब बातें हो गई,
Acha,
कुछ रह गया.
all the aspects are covered. Is there anything remaining?
मीटिंग में भी ये नवीनता पहले करना,
First of all, have this newness in the meetings. It shouldn't be that some programs are created from the head for service.
लेकिन दिल के बन,
Let them be from the heart.
दिमाग की मात्रा ज्यादा है,
There has been great emphasis on the head.
अब सुना क्या होना है.
Did you hear what has to happen now?
फिर रिजल्ट के बाद दूसरे वर्ष का नया प्रोग्राम बताएं.
Then, after the result, the new program for next year will be created.
जो आने वाले
This year will be for the new ones,
बाद पुरानों के
the ones who are yet to come. And after that, a new plan will be created for the older ones.
अच्छा अभी समय बहुत हो गया ना.
Acha, अच्छा,
अपने चेहरे और चलन में पवित्रता की, रूहानियत की चमक भर।
to those who constantly have the spirituality of purity on their face and in their activity,
हर कदम में ब्रह्मचारी
to the elevated souls who are brahmachari at every step,
सदा अपने सेवा के सर्व खातों को भरपूर रखने में
to those who keep all their accounts of service overflowing,
सदा दिल से अपनी उन्नति का दृढ़ संकल्प करने में
to those who have the determined thought for their progress from their heart,
स्व उन्नति वृद्ध स्वयं को नंबर वन आत्मा
to those who make themselves
बनाने
the instruments to be number one in self-service,
से
to such souls,
आपके प्यारे
loved by Baba
विशेष
and especially
ब्रह्मा माँ के
loved by the Mother Brahma.
आज माँ का दिन मनाए
For today you celebrated Mother's Day, and so
ब्रह्मा माँ के राज दुलारे बच्चों को
princely children of Mother Brahma,
माँ की विशेष
especially from the Mother Brahma
बाप की भी
and from
दिल से
Baba's heart,
याद प्यार और
love, remembrance, and namaste.